A new book promises to expose what's been called the greatest financial injustice in Tennessee history. And the author is none other than former Tennessee State University President Glenda Glover. News Channel 5 investigates reporter Levi Ismail joining us. And Levi, this is not the first time you sat down with her, so why this time?
You know, before we were learning about Glover's exit and TSU's financial struggles from her perspective. As it turns out, Glover had much more to say, and in this book, she held nothing back.
If anybody gets anything from this book, I want you to take away from this book, the debt is still not paid.
No matter how much has changed since almost 2 years ago when we last sat across from one another, Dr. Glenda Glover's goal is the same now as it's ever been. Fight for what's owed.
But why a book? Like, why now?
Well, I want to make sure that the truth was part of the record.
The book titled How Dare You is less about Glover's life and more about how lawmakers reacted the moment she started questioning why Tennessee State University was underfunded $544 million, a number the Biden administration later said was closer to $2.1 billion.
You wrote that Tennessee State University was the victim of one of the greatest financial injustices in Tennessee history.
When a state determines that they owe a university up to $544 million, and then they do nothing about it, that is a huge financial injustice.
Glover explains in exhaustive detail how Tennessee matched federal land grant funding for the University of Tennessee while ignoring its other land grant school, TSU.
And we found out, to our surprise, UT was getting 2 and 3 and 4 or 5 times the match.
But Glover says lawmakers showed no interest in what was owed and instead spent valuable time spinning their own narrative to avoid paying by placing blame on the now former president,
who has made out like a bandit while leaving only a legacy of dysfunction.
Comptroller Jason Mumpower may have been one of the harshest critics at the time.
TSU is not a well-run organization.
But Glover writes in her book he may also have been the least qualified to make these remarks.
It was important to know who Jason Mumpower is. And I know who he is.
Glover spent entire chapters on how she was shocked to learn the man now questioning spending habits was not a certified accountant, as she is, and only had a bachelor's degree in economics. Had his Republican colleagues not stepped in after his failed bid for Speaker, Glover says Mumpower may have never qualified for this job.
What I did say was that when you compare him to the others, he didn't measure up, and he didn't.
But you did a lot more than just say that. You called it white privilege.
I called it white privilege then, I call it white privilege now.
She says making matters worse was knowing the audits by Mumpower's office claiming TSU both overcharged and undercharged students were far from complete.
No one looked at anything in finance. We had the financial statements, we had the bank reconciliations that were redone, we had all ready for them.
So where are they coming up with these numbers?
I don't know where the numbers actually came from in their report.
As for how TSU was left with hardly enough money to cover payroll by the end of her tenure, Glover revealed that part of the reason had to do with the state forcing her to accept a no-bid contract meant to beautify the campus.
They didn't say how much it would cost, but when we got into it, it ended up being over $13 million.
So this was a surprise expense.
It absolutely was.
By then, the university had already paid out millions in scholarships, expecting to be reimbursed by the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, only to then be told TSU now required an audit of their finances.
TSU had a cash flow problem. There's no getting around that. But the cash flow problem came from what the state forced us to do.
Glover owns certain mistakes, like not having housing straightened out sooner after a surge in enrollment, but maintains the deck was always stacked against her.
You know, I just decided they're not going to give TSU any more money as long as I'm here.
She's now hopeful TSU's financial turnaround means the university is on the right track.
I think the president, I like his approach. I like what he's doing. I'm hearing good things.
But when asked how she would like to be remembered, Glover's answer is the same now as it's ever been. Someone who fought for what was owed.
That's how I want to be remembered, that I cared about the faculty, that I worked on behalf of the students, and I worked on behalf of TSU to make TSU better.
Glover told me that she has plans for other books, but part of her legacy is working with other HBCU presidents across the country to claim money they too were owed. As of last year, the state freed up $96 million for TSU's operating expenses over the next 3 years, but it's not clear how soon they can expect any more of the $544 million. Kelsey?